when the dick is good, you're kind of dodging it like this. Like, you're kind of like 1-2 stepping it like this. Like, wait, not to the left, to the right. Like, I don't want to see it.
What up, you little freaks?
Okay, guys, I'm doing something really stupid right now. We have an emergency debrief situation. Hi, this is Hallie from the streets of New York. Guys, I had every intention of staying in last night. Okay, guys, hello, welcome back to Extra Dirty. Ho, 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 and happy holidays from Santa's favorite little slut. We're here sitting down to do another solo episode. I'm so happy to be here. I just got back from vacation, and now it is the Christmas season. It's in full swing, and I thought, what better way to celebrate the holidays than to sit down with you guys and just start yapping again. Let's do like a year unwrapped Hallie's edition. I want to talk about my situationships. I want to talk about my best nights out. I want to talk about my favorite vacations, my favorite hookups, and let's just have fun with it because I'm wearing a fucking crazy ass wig right now, and it's a little itchy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you guys have to tell me if my Santa thing is shifted at all because, you know, I kind of think it looks good though. Like, if Mrs. Claus, honestly, Mrs. Claus has the best job on earth, but like also the hardest job on earth. Knowing her man is out all night with a bunch of wrapped gifts, dropping it off to a bunch of different like homes. Like, I would never trust a man like that. Like, how do you know what he's up to actually? And those reindeer? Like, I don't trust men, so I could never. But I am Mrs. Claus today, and I thought we'd start the episode with Hallie's dating wrapped of the year. Okay, I guess we'll start it this way. I don't have a boyfriend right now. Like, I'm not dating anyone right now. I know I say this is like such an excuse, but like, I've been so busy. I haven't even had time to like fucking take a piss. I've been everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I feel like my New York apartment has just become one very expensive storage unit. And I just go in there, I unpack and then repack, take a shower, and then I dip out again. Like, I'm never having no routine. It's starting to fuck with me a little bit, but it's also like, I love my job. I'm so grateful that I get to travel and do all these fun things, but 1 week of normalcy would probably do my head well. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Do my head a lot of good. There we go. But let's see. Did I go on any dates this year? Like, do I consider like these one night stands dates? No. Like, I haven't been on a date all year, I think. Not one date. I've said no to a lot of dates, but I don't like to date. I want to be better about dating. That's one of my goals this year. But like, I don't really make men priorities unless like I don't make dating a priority. I talk about this all the time. I'm really bad at that aspect of my life. I get the ick when someone asks me on a date. It seems so proper and almost like shocks my system because I'm not used to like being, you know, courted, I guess, in that kind of way. So when a guy asks me out, I'm like almost freaked out by the thought of it. But I have done sit down dinners with men. I think there was one in February that I went on because I was in this mindset, probably because I made it a New Year's resolution like I do every year. I'll make dating a priority. It never turns out well. But like, I went on this date with this guy and, you know, he came up to me. I was out to dinner with my friends at this restaurant, and he came over and he was at dinner with his friends at that same restaurant, and he came over to the table and asked me out in front of all my friends, and he was tall, hot, and cute. And honestly, I said yes because one, I was on the spot, and two, I kind of respected the fact that he was so bold and confident to come over and just be like, hey, like, I think you're pretty, let's go on a date. And I was like, who, me? Like, I was probably cross-eyed at that point. So I said yes to him, and he looked tall, handsome, and promising. And I was like, might as well go on a date. I remember we went to this like whiskey bar in Tribeca. And I just remember thinking like, what am I going to say next? What am I going to say next? Which is something I have an issue with dating is like, if I don't find them funny, which I did not find this guy funny, I start to get ADHD and I lose track of what we're talking about. And then I feel like I have to come up with new topics of conversation just to keep the conversation not awkward and normal. So I remember just feeling like, okay, we covered that. and we covered that. What do I say next? And then he wanted to go to a different spot. And I'm like, oh my God, how does the night end? And then the night ends. I'm like, I don't want to sleep with you, which is a very telltale sign for me. It's just like, I don't want to sleep with this guy. And I don't think I want to go on a second date. But like, how do you end the date? Do you kiss them? Do you kiss them goodnight? Like, what's protocol? Because I didn't want to kiss this guy. But then I felt like I had to kiss the guy. So I think I gave him a kiss on the cheek. Or he gave me a kiss on the cheek. But like, I would love to know, like, when you're ending a date and you're kind of iffy about it, do you still, if he goes in for the kiss, like, do you dodge it? This is where me saying no and like not knowing what to do in certain situations and just taking the easier route is an issue of mine. So like, I kind of don't like dates for that reason, because I just didn't feel it with this guy. And I was like, you know what? How do we end this not on an awkward note? Because I hate awkwardness. And I just wasn't in a blunt mood being like, I don't see a romantic connection here. Talking in general is a lot of work, especially over food. As we know, my struggles with food, that's a whole other factor that goes into dating, because I get stressed out even being out to dinner with a man and just like that kind of setting. So I'm more of like a drinks person, shocking. But this goes for like hookups too and booty calls as well, because I think I've told the story, maybe not. Recently, I hooked up with this guy. He invited me over at midnight. Hottest guy I've ever gone with my whole entire life. Like, I will die on this hill. Like, he was so sexy, successful, hot, like almost too hot. Looked like a Disney prince. But like, awkward. We weren't driving. And when he invited me over, like, we were flirty over text. He was kind of like sexual over text in like a forward way. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm going to get to your hotel room and we're going to fuck. And like, it's going to be awesome. But I got to his hotel room and he really just wanted to fucking talk. And he didn't know how to land the plane. And when I say land the plane, I mean like make a first move. Like, we were just sitting there talking, creating conversation for so long, to the point where like we'd covered every fucking aspect of my life. Every crevice of my brain had been explored. Every crevice of his brain had been explored. I knew every sibling he had, every middle name of each sibling, every parent, divorce, etc., what sports he played growing up. He knew about every rehab stunt I've been into. Like, it was to the point where like I got up and started performing karate for him. I was doing Sanchin martial arts in front of this fucking man, 2 a.m, talking for 2 hours. But honestly, I think that's what sealed the deal. We hooked up after that. And it was bumpy, and not in a good way. It was just like awkward. And I was just, after that, I was like, I don't know. He was also too sober, and I was so aware that he was so sober, and he kept saying he had an early flight. And so I kind of felt like all this pressure, and I knew I couldn't sleep over. Not that I wanted to, but like, it was just like, we got to get, like, I have shit to do tomorrow, and like, you have shit to do tomorrow. So like, either you make a first move, or like, I gotta go. At one point I was like, do you want me to leave? Like, I'm done talking. Like, this is getting exhausting. I have nothing else to say. Situationships over the year, I would say, didn't really have any significant ones. I had a couple crushes throughout the year. I always have these light crushes, and they all like think I want to date them. And I will say, having this career path, talking about dick so much online, and like talking about the guys I've hooked up with, even though I've never said a name ever. I've never like said anyone's fucking name, and they're lucky for that, because I could be on here dropping names left and right, but that is not my MO. Like, that's not what I do at all. I just tell stories, and a lot of these stories, like, how do you know they're from last week or they're from 2 years ago? Sometimes I tell you, sometimes I don't. I will say the fact that I speak so candidly and openly about my dating life and about, you know, I'm crass a lot of the times, and I can say exactly what I'm thinking, but I'm not changing that part about me just because a man doesn't like it. So it's gonna take a minute, I think, for me to land a solid one, and I'm okay with that because I'm having fun right now. But situationships. I mean, there was someone I had a crush on back in April. He was gay. But all these things are fleeting. I have so much like love ADHD. I get in lust with all these guys. In hindsight's always 2020. I look back and I'm like, why the fuck did I even? What? Was I okay? Was I feverish that whole time? Probably. probably feverish, like with something crazy like the swine flu or something, because I look back and I'm like, why the fuck did I think I would like this guy? Or why the fuck did I think I could introduce them to like my brothers, my dad? Like, it's like never in a million years could I ever do that. But I think I want to start going out and start being more proactive about who I talk to instead of just like looking like a major, massive cunt in the corner. Also, I need to stop hooking up with degenerates. Like I've hooked up with a few degenerates in recent months that are just really fucking crazy. They put me to shame. I hooked up with this guy and he was doing all the drugs like in front of me, like 2C, ketamine, blow, and I wasn't doing them because it was like a Wednesday, and I don't indulge on crazy shit like that on like Wednesdays typically. But he was doing all this shit, all this crazy ass shit. Honestly, it was like hooking up with the Wolf of Wall Street by the end of the night. Like he couldn't speak. And then the next morning, we woke up together. He does another bump of 2C and takes a shot of tequila. And then he's like, took a cold shower. And I was like, I'm back to normal again. I'm going to go shopping and get some lunch. And I was like, it's Wednesday. I'm going to go and like get some work done. But yeah, I need to like be a little more selective with who I hook with, because I can't be doing that all on a Wednesday. And I do like the thrill of it all. Like, it's fun it excites me to be with someone that's a little unhinged. But that shit's gonna get old real fast. And I'm starting to realize that a little bit. Like, I need a nice solid man. But I fear a nice solid man would bore the fuck out of me. And then what? And then what do I do? Like, I almost don't want my frontal lobe to develop, because then I like feel like I'll be a little dull. But like, I don't know. I haven't found the right person, and that's okay. I might be like 40 when I find the right person. That's not okay to me. Graded might be my forever husband. What was your most ho behavior of this year? Probably sketchy September, when I hooked up with like 4 different guys that month. Like back to back to back. But when it rains, it pours. And that was after like a 6-month drought. And my body was physically ailing. Like, I needed dick so bad, I thought I was dying. And, you know, good things come in threes, right? Is that a saying? Good things come in threes? So when I hooked up with one guy, there was just a couple that followed him. Not in the same day, but there was just like a busy month at one point. But I don't think I've hooked up with anyone like fully had sex in a few months, which is okay, because after September I was like sore, honestly. What was your most memorable hookup of 2025? Probably the guy that didn't like beds. That was a fun guy. He's a guy I hooked up with a few times, but he hated beds, and I always didn't question it and kind of just like let him not choose beds. That gave me a lot of rug burn and a lot of bruising, because if it wasn't a bed, it was my floor or my shower or the floor of the shower, my couch a lot. I have to get a new couch because of him, I think. But it was just like, why not the bed? But I honestly think he was probably the best sex I've had all year. But like, I never got the bed thing. I'm like, why don't we choose like the most comfortable spot? I have a nice, beautiful, large, beautiful bed, and we're right next to it. Why don't you like the bed? I think he didn't like the bed because the bed reminded him that the night was over. But I was like, the night's just beginning if we get in my bed. I don't think you understand. I'm not trying to sleep in the bed, but like my back fucking hurts from this fucking rug. You don't understand. Why are we doing the rug on the floor? On the floor of my marble shower? My knees were purple. My knees were purple that whole month. But I liked that guy. So I was like, okay, fine. No, we'll do the beds. But I never understood that. That was probably my most memorable hookup, because we did a lot of crazy shit. Honestly, he was the reason I got blackout shades in my bedroom, because he did not want to see that sunshine creeping in. He just wanted it to always be like nighttime. because I had blackout shades because I used to film my podcast in that main living room. So I put a blackout shade in the back so light could never come through. So you never knew what time of day it was. And like we would be going until like 9 a.m. So I had to put a blackout shade in my fucking bedroom to try to lure him to that room. But like he did not want to do it. I was like, get over the fucking bed thing. I don't like it. But every single time I would suggest the bed. I didn't understand it. Anyways, miss him. How many people did you sleep with this year? 7. A couple were repeats though, so I don't count them. So not 7 new ones, but like 7 people. Honestly, like I don't think that's that bad. I'm a single girl in New York. Like, and honestly, I've probably only had sex like 12 times this year. That's a lot less than someone in a relationship. Let me just tell you that. But yeah, 7. And I stand on that hill. Love them all. Some of them are just like my friends, honestly, that I, don't mind seeing their dicks. How many countries were represented? At least 3. But like when they walk into my bedroom, I'm not like, what's your nationality? Yeah, maybe I should do like an intro interview and an exit interview, the whole 9. Make them feel like the bubbled things, like what's your nationality? Like blah, blah, blah. When was the last time you were tested? Which is honestly something I do ask now. When was the last time you were tested? Right? Because I feel like that's a safe thing to do. How many situationships did you survive? I don't think I would call anything I was in this year a situationship. Because it was never a situation to them. There was a couple potential situationships, but like I'm really happy with the fact that this year my career is like my biggest thing. Men were kind of on the back burner, and that really showed because I didn't really have time to like cater to a situationship. But like I do have pen pals, I will say that, and I love a good pen pal. I will say I think having a pen pal is the best fucking thing ever because there's nothing like a little sexting here and there. And if they screenshot it and put it on the internet, like, it's AI. Like, it's easy to have a pen pal now. But I wouldn't say I had a situationship this year at all. But I think that one was by choice because guys have like kind of like tried to make a little bit of an effort with me. And I've said no more than not. Or like that I'm busy. How many nights did you go out just for one drink? None of them. I never go out for just one drink. Why leave the house? If I'm going out and having a good time, I stay in all day. You know what I've been saying lately when I'm like out? I'll be like, oh my God, I've been up all day. And people look at me like, what do you mean you've been up all day? Everyone's been up all day. But like, you know what I mean? Like I've been up all day. Like I'm tired. But when I go out, I go out. And it's never casual. Like, I don't really want it to be casual, but I've been trying to cap it at 2 drinks because I want to remember important conversations. So I don't remember the last time I just went out for 1 drink, but like, that's a me problem. That's between me and my liver. What is something you did that should get you on the naughty list? I feel like everything I run that list. I feel like at this point, like, I don't even know, like, Everything I do could be in some way deemed as naughty or bad in some way. I just like to remind myself that I'm a good, kind, nice person at the end of the day. But when it comes to, dating and my sex life and the men I choose to like keep me warm, I would say that there's a lot of things that I've done that put me in the naughty list. Like putting a butt plug in some guy's ass, but they asked for it. I feel like that would put me on the naughty list. Or, 48-hour benders. Tuesday, Wednesday. There's no need to do that. That'd probably put me on the naughty list. There's so many things that I've said on this podcast that have actually put me on the naughty list in the public eye just by my mouth and its inability to shut the fuck up sometimes. I feel like that's gotten me on the naughty list. I feel like I am on the naughty list. If we were to ask anyone on the fucking street, show them a clip of my show, and they would be like, she's on the naughty list. I think I'm sitting here as Mrs. Claus, and I have a fucking vape in my little pouch where I'm supposed to keep cookie dough or some shit like that, or Santa's nice list or something. And I have a fucking vape in here. But you know what? I bet Mrs. Claus vapes to keep her man in check. What is something you did that should get you on the nice list? You know, I will say, you can have whatever perception of me, but I feel like I'm a very nice and kind person to people. I was just thinking that because I went on a brand trip recently, and I find myself going out of my way to make sure that everyone it feels included and stuff. Because I know those brand trips or trips in general where you, or like either like not even brand trips, they could be like just influencer gatherings. I feel like I stick my neck out just so people, just so I say hi to everyone, introduce myself, and I'm kind to everyone. And I feel like that goes a long way with people and just being just a nice person. You could think I'm a hoe or whatever the fuck you want to think about me and how I speak on the internet, but like meet me in person, I swear you'd probably think I'm like pretty nice. And not to shoot my own fucking horn here, but I would say like that's a good quality I have about me. I think that would put me on the nice list. Also, just I feel like I've made more of an effort to show up for my friends a bit more this year and just being happy and celebrating their wins. I feel like that would put me on the nice list because I feel like there's been a lot of big things happening in like my closest friends and family's lives recently, and I try to make an effort to celebrate their wins just as much as I would celebrate my own. And I feel like that's an important thing to do. And yeah, I think that's what would put me on the nice list. Who is your favorite person you've met this year? I don't know. There's so many people I met this year that were amazing. Like Dylan Kevich, who I'm having on for this next episode. Amazing, funny, such a great addition to my life. Such a funny, genuine person, and he means so well, and I think he's a superstar. Tana Mojo, who I had on my show, we'd been parasocial for so long. I felt like I knew her, but I met her in the flesh this year. So beautiful, so smart, so well-spoken. I think she was amazing as well. A great person to have met this year. Connor Wood, I believe I met physically this year. And he's become one of my besties. Fibula, love him. But like, I've met so many beautiful people this year. And I feel like 2026, when I have on more guests on the show, I'm going to meet a lot more beautiful, fun people that I'm so excited about. What was your most chaotic night out? I mean, every night I go out is fucking nuts and chaotic and really scary and crazy. I've had a couple nights out recently where I have early flights. And I've decided that my best way to tackle early flights, I'm talking like 6 a.m.ers, the best way to tackle those is to party my fucking ass off the night before and go straight from the club to the airport. And I don't know if I recommend that to anyone. I'm trying to think of my most chaotic night though. Like those kind of nights where like you just stay up all night at someone's apartment. And then you're like, okay, it's time for breakfast. And then you go get breakfast. And then you go back to someone's apartment and just like keep the fucking party going. But like, I feel like some of the most chaotic nights have been at those Unwell events, either in Vegas or Miami, where it's a whole schedule and it's a whole motley group of people. And we go to these, like, I think Miami especially, we would start in the morning, have a day event, and then we'd go out, and then we'd go to the strip club, and then we'd have an after the strip club. And the same thing with Vegas. We'd have like a show, and then we'd do something after the show, and then we'd do something after that show, and then we'd end up like gambling until like the wee hours in the morning. And then we'd end up in someone's hotel room, or like, someone would end up in my hotel room. Like, there's been a couple crazy nights at those events. That's why the Unwell events are my favorite events. And I wish they were every week. And I wish I could make every single one of them. Because usually those are like my most memorable, unrememberable nights because they involve a lot of indulging in tasty cocktails. What neighborhood did you do the most damage in this year? I do damage in every fucking neighborhood I step into, but I would probably Soho, West Village would probably be the nights where I'm just literally bopping around from bar to bar to bar to bar to bar, and then we'll probably end up in my apartment or one of my friends' apartments for an after. And you know, this year I've been the queen of fucking afters. I love an afters, and hopefully there's more to come in 2026 because afters and the memories that are made and the giggles that are shared and the friendships that are bonded so heavily at the afters when everyone's just changing into their cozies and indulging in some extracurricular activities. That's when you have your best conversations, and I feel like that's where you make your best friends. The scaries are so worth the shit that goes down at the afters, in my opinion, because it just like builds friendship and lore and inside jokes. And one thing about me is I love a fucking inside joke. But I would probably say, where's where's Beyond the Pale in that street? All right, so Beyond the Pale. So I would say Soho, because especially that street, it has Spring Lounge and like all those like different little like areas you can hit. And also Tribeca too. I've found myself at a couple bars in Tribeca. The Roxy Hotel has had a couple blurry nights. But like pretty much Soho, West Village, Tribeca, rarely East Village, but like East Village I can get in some trouble there too because those are like dive bar areas for me. Like where you're like drinking beer and shit. I don't go over there that often, but when I do go over there, I always have a pretty good time. What was your late night hyperfixation drunk meal? I love like a good saucy like pizza. Like if someone orders a pizza when you're like kind of like tipsy, late nighting, and it's a nice like saucy cheesy pizza, like that is the best drunk food ever in my opinion. You're getting carbs, you're getting all the things, you're getting the grease, and honestly you'll feel like shit in the morning, but I think it's worth it. I would say pizza's been my most recent drunk night hyperfixation meal. Like usually when I only order like drunk food when I'm like in a group of people, but I do order hangover food, and it's always Joe Shanghai soup dumplings because it's like fills you up, but also it's like kind of like warm and it's like a soup dumpling. Or Monk McGinn, I think it's called Monk McGinnon's. Monk's McGinnon's. No, it's called Monk McGinn's. And it is the best as like shepherd's pie, onion rings, shit like that. That's also good for groups if you're really, really hungover. And you think, why are you ordering shepherd's pie and chicken pot pie? And like, but like it is good hungover. It's like, it feeds your soul when you're hungover on a Sunday. I promise you. That or Au Cheval, the best burger in Manhattan, and has a really good French dip as well. What is a mindset or behavior you're leaving in 2025? Comparison. I think comparison is the thief of joy. And at the end of the day, I would like to sit up here and say like, I don't compare I really try not to. And I think I'm actually become a lot better at it. Comparing myself to other people, whether that's where they are in life or what they look like. I just feel like in 2026, I want to be grateful for what I have and give myself some grace and just remind myself that I'm still young. It's still okay to make mistakes. And I still have so much to learn, like so much to learn and so much growing up to do. And I also like need to keep reminding myself that where I am at in life, me 10 years ago would be like, no fucking way. They would be like, there's no fucking way you'd be where you are right now. So I need to remember like the moment I'm living in right now, like younger me would have like prayed for that. So, and just to like be grateful and excited for like every opportunity and everything that is thrown in my face. And I just want to be able to say yes to everything in 2026 again. Like really saying yes to fun opportunities and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. A lot of people don't know this, but I really do. I am a very anxious person, especially when it comes to public speaking. A goal of mine is to like be able to go on tour one day and to get up in front of like everyone that watches this show and to make them laugh and to see everyone in real life and to be able to like put on a good show with no fears of like getting on stage and having that aspect of public speaking. I really want to get over that. I've been doing little things and little speaking things and little like, I'll try to do guest appearances on X, Y, and Z just to push myself out of that comfort zone so I get like that practice talking, because people that can talk without like stuttering or like getting nervous or like sweaty or like, jumping on their words or whatever, like that's a skill that is the skill I wish I was born with, and I wish I practiced that more when I was younger. But like everything, practice makes perfect, so I want to get better at that and just like eliminating that mindset of fear and that people like, I have imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm like not good enough in a lot of ways still, but I need to get over that, and 2026 is the year of getting over that and just being a little bit more kinder and fearless. That was a lot of words at once, but like I feel like I got some sort of message across, right? This podcast is only a year old, which is crazy to say. Like I've been doing this for 1 year, and I had to redo this pilot a few times. Sitting down, talking to the camera, trying to be funny. It's so much different than like propping your phone up when you're like in your room alone and just being like, all right, making a joke, and you're like, oh wait, I didn't like the way that hit. I can edit that. And I used to do that all the time, like do like 19 edits of something. But like the more I was doing that, the more inauthentic it came out. And I was like, you're better if you're just like calm, relax, and you just tell your fucking story from your chest and not worry. Like it is interesting sitting here doing a long format show by yourself, because I'm talking to the camera right now and no one's reacting to anything I'm saying. I hope like Sunny in the background like has a little giggle or a little smile sometimes, but like really like I'm just talking to myself for an hour and a half. But I feel like I've practiced that a lot this year, and now I love doing solo episodes because I feel like this is the time where I get to like actually connect with you guys, and that makes me happy. So practice makes perfect. What was your favorite episode of the podcast to record this year? That's so hard to say, because I've had so many good ones, and so many good ones as I've gotten better at it. I will say the Tana episode, like I've never laughed like that in my life. Like she had me on the fucking floor. Like the whole episode was just giggles. Like I still see clips of that on my For You page, and like I crack up every single time. The ones with Lauren and Liv, I am obsessed with, and Graydon. Like the ones where I'm just like sitting with my friends and just like talking shop and just like really debriefing. Obsessed with those. Oh, Miami was a really good one. The Miami episode with Rachel and Graydon. The episode where Graydon fell asleep on the podcast because the altitude, we were like Lake Tahoe, and he just passed out mid-episode. Half the episode he's just sleeping. And also the episodes with my brothers, my siblings, because I feel like that kind of like once I have my siblings on it, like gives people like more of like a 3D perspective, like more of an insight to like why I am the way I am. And it's because I feel like my siblings, they add to the lore a little bit. And I feel like those episodes were both funny, nostalgic, but also like insightful. Both of my brothers, I would say, are very well spoken. Another goal for 2026 is I'm having my dad on, and I'm having my sister and my mom on. Yeah, so my dad will be coming on my show along with some new exciting updates to the pod this upcoming year. It'll be all good, but I promise you guys it'll be worth the wait, and I'm very, very much looking forward to that. But yeah, like I said, hard to choose from. I could keep going for hours on this, but probably those. Also, I feel like when Alex came on was a pretty good episode. That was like months ago. It felt like yesterday. What was your favorite vacation of the year? Hands down, Mykonos. With Alex, Matt, Max, Graydon, Lauren's, both the Laurens, significant others. Like that, me and Graydon and Lauren talk about this trip once a week. I'm not even kidding. That was the best, most fun trip I've never felt more at peace during the day and never had the most fun at night. And I like still like get upset that it's over. Like after that trip ended, I remember how much I was like looking forward to that trip. And when it ended, I felt like a part of me died. I'm not even kidding. I was like, I have nothing else to live for after this. Like, what do I have to look forward to? Like, nothing. Nothing. And so far, nothing has lived up to that trip. I mean, I've had amazing trips. I just had an amazing trip in Turks and Caicos with Tarte. That was a great trip. I just had an amazing trip in Cabo with Hero Cosmetics. That was a great trip. I've had some good Miami trips, a great Vegas trip. I've had so many good trips this year. But Mykonos, by far, takes the cake. And I can't even talk about it. It makes me like emo. I want to go back. Okay, on to the next segment. Let's do the naughty or nice list. If I say naughty, I don't approve. If I say nice, I approve. Holiday themed cocktails. Nice, but like relax. Starbucks does the most with this shit. Like, I don't need a themed cocktail for literally every fucking leaf that falls onto the ground and every snowflake. Like, it's literally gotten out of hand. Like, I don't need like a spiced eggnog latte. Will I order it once just to try it? Yes, absolutely. But it kind of gets out of hand. But I do fuck with eggnog. But yes, I approve of this. Sleeping with someone who is in town just for the holidays. I would say nice. Like, if you can get dick, get dick. As long as you're not going to get sad after. But like, isn't that what we do on like Blackout Wednesday? Like, everyone's home for the holidays. Like, whose dick are you going to suck? And then you go back to your respective areas of the world. That's literally what Blackout Wednesday is for. It's a holiday in itself. So yeah, I think this is okay to do. I approve. Going out to the club for New Year's Eve. I have mixed feelings about this. I would say it's naughty and nice. I do not like New Year's Eve. And I will not be out at a club this year. I'm doing something a little bit more chill. I don't like New Year's Eve because of how packed it is. You have so many plans, and I feel like you have so many expectations, and they always feel like none of them come to fruition. Also, New Year's Eve makes me like really emo and nostalgic. I think about like how the fact that like I'll never see the year before ever again. Does anyone ever feel like that? Like, oh my God, like I'll never see the number 2025 again on my calendar. Like that makes me literally want to jump out the window. I don't know why. I get like I said, I get really fucking weird around the holidays. So that's just me. So I'm mixed on that. Text your ex Merry Christmas. Naughty. Don't do that. Unless you don't do that. I was supposed to be really toxic for a second. Don't do that. Naughty. Getting drunk on Christmas. Nice. Without hesitation, nice. You should be getting drunk on Christmas unless you have an addiction to alcohol. Then I would say don't do that. Please do not do that. I think getting drunk on Christmas with your family is the best part of Christmas. Like, you're with your people, it's jolly, the fucking Christmas music's going, you're like, Merry Christmas to you. Wait, that's my birthday song. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Like, you're just like vibing with your fam. Like, drink that eggnog, drink that champagne, get fucked up, take a nap, wake up, drink more, take another nap, watch a Christmas movie. That's what Christmas is about. That's what I'll be doing this year. Sexting while you're at your parents' house. Where else am I going to do it? Just during the holidays. I mean, yeah. I'm not like sexting my parents, but like if I'm in their roof and someone's sexting me, I'll reply. I will engage. I don't think that's that weird though. I'm not like announcing it to the dinner table. Hey, I'm sexting. Like, look at his fucking rod that he just sent me. Like, I'm not doing that. But like a little under the table, like, ooh, okay. Maybe go to the bathroom, send a nude upstairs, away from your family, but like, I'm not like announcing it. That's fucking crazy. I don't think that's bad, honestly. Regifting something you haven't opened yet. I mean, what if it's like a really sick gift? I don't know if I would do this. But like, if you know it's an ass gift and you just want to regift, I would say this is a nice thing to do. At least you're giving a gift. You're keeping in the Christmas spirit. What do you mean? I don't think this is that bad. But like, what if it's a Canon G7X? Food for thought. Lying about how many people you're seeing to a new guy. It's a new guy. I don't have to tell them fucking shit. I think you can lie to them about whatever. If it's a new guy, like, why are they even asking that question? Tell them to mind their fucking business. How about that? Until, like, you guys are exclusive, you can see whoever the fuck you want. Unless it's, like, their best friend, then I guess it's kind of weird. But, like, no. It's a new guy. You don't have to tell them anything. Unless you have, like, herpes, then tell them that, I guess. Hooking up with friends. Nice. I do this. I do this often. Sometimes you're just vibing with your friends and it's a late night and you slip and you fall and you end up with a dick in your mouth, and that's okay. I don't think that's the end of the world, as long as you can, like, hold those boundaries. I've done that a couple times. It's okay. I live to tell the story. I'm here. I'm not heartbroken. But, like, these guys that I get with that are my friends, I don't want to date anyways. They don't want to date me. So, like, there's boundaries already set. So I would say it's okay. But if you have a crush on the guy and he doesn't like you back like that, and then randomly you sleep together, like, I don't know if that's a good idea, because you don't want to get your feelings hurt, but it's all circumstantial. Ending things via text. I would say that's pretty naughty. I don't agree with that, but I've done it. I don't agree with it, but I've done it. Sometimes you just don't want to make the phone call. It depends. How far are you in the relationship? How old are you? Are you 17? Like, hopefully no one that's 17 is listening to the show, but maybe. But, like, it depends how long you've been talking, how long you've been dating. I don't think necessarily ending things over text is ever a good thing. But, like, if you're ending, like, a little fling over text, I've done that before, so. But, like, I'm not always a great person sometimes. This is an instance. But I would say that's a bad thing to do. Don't be like me. Staying longer than you should because the sex is good. Again, like, should we do this? No. Do I do this? Yes. If a guy's good in bed, which is honestly harder to come by than one would think, you get dickmatized. You get a little loopy. And you want to hold on to that good dick. And I get that. And I support you on that endeavor. Because we've all been there. And every red flag that's thrown in your face, besides his dick, every red flag that's thrown in your face, when the dick is good, you're kind of dodging it like this. Like, you're kind of like 1-2 stepping it like this. Like, wait, not slip. Right. Like, I don't want to see it. The red flag could be magenta. And I would still be like, okay, the dick is good. Let's continue. But should we do this? No. Do we do this? Yes. Girlhood. We do this. Maybe one day we'll learn. But maybe not. I don't know. Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. Leaving your friends at the bar to go home with a guy. I have rarely done this. We talked about this with Lauren in a recent episode. I don't really do this, but guys don't usually hit me up until like 2 a.m. and Lauren's already in bed. So, like, I don't really hurt anyone's feelings. But I've left friends. I would never leave a girlfriend alone at a bar to go meet up with a guy. That's not safe. Like, I do believe in the buddy system in New York City. So if I'm leaving to go home with a guy, I need to make sure that my friend is also set or with someone or in an Uber as well. Or else I, like, physically wouldn't feel good about leaving her. But I never run into that problem with my friends because Lauren likes to go to bed early and Liv's usually there and she likes to go to bed early. So, like, if I'm not there, Lauren has a buddy, Liv has a buddy. Like, I'm never leaving anyone out to dry. And that's on kindness and being a good person. So, period to that. But I would say don't do this. Like, there's a bunch of creepos out in New York City or any big city in general. You don't want to leave your girlfriend there alone. That's a fucking asshole move. Flirting for free drinks even though you have a boyfriend. Yeah, I would say this is pretty bad. I would say this is naughty. When I have a boyfriend, I'm actually like, I would never do that. I'm pretty, like, I would, if I had a boyfriend, super hypothetical, I would never do that. A drink cannot taste that fucking good, babe. Like, go spend the $20 on your own drink and stay a loyal queen. I just don't believe in that. Single, let's reverse this. If I was single and I was flirting with a guy to get a free drink that I had no interest in, now that's a different story, and I think that's okay. Because I've done that many times before. You kind of flirt at the bar, you're like giving a little smile, and then he gets you the drink. But sometimes they just offer the drink. What am I going to say? No? No. I'm not going to say no to that. What? No. But sometimes they just take the drink and then you skedaddle. But never, never, never if you're in a relationship. I do think that crosses a line. And if I'm saying that, then like it must be crossing a serious line. Naughty or nice, going to the afters. Hey, naughty and nice. I mean, yes, we love the fucking afters. It's when it's after o'clock. It could be mid party and like the vibes are still high at the bar, the club, or wherever I'm at with my friends, and I'll like whisper into their ear and then be like, "Guys, I'm so excited to go to the afters. Like, it's gonna be so much fun. Like, I can't. Where should we do the afters? Should be at mine or yours? Like, do we have enough alcohol for the afters? Like, it's gonna be the sickest time." As we're like in the middle of the dance floor of the club, I'll be like going up to all of them, guys, like the afters is gonna be so sick tonight. Like, I can't fucking wait. And then it's just like survival of the fittest at the afters. Who can be the last man standing? Some people just fall asleep. Some people stay awake. But I love an afters. It just brings a smile to my face. Okay. Hooking up with someone you work with. That's hot. I mean, I would say that's naughty. Don't do that. Would I do that if I worked a normal job? I guess I've hooked up with people that I work with. I've hooked up with a lot of people in this world. Influencers, I guess. Definitely people in this world. So I don't know. Does that even count? I don't work for them. I would say people would say this is bad. Don't do that. But I think that's so hot. Do it. It adds to the lore. But like, don't get yourself fired or pregnant. Lying about what you're looking for to save their feelings. I would say this is bad. Always be honest about what you're looking for. Even if it hurts their feelings. They need to hear it. They need to learn. And once they hear the truth, that will, I mean, that's so cheesy to say the truth will set them free, but it will. Be blunt, be direct. It's going to suck for about 30 seconds to like deliver that message, but they will take that, heal, cope, and then move forward. They're never going to be like second guessing. And it also like lying is never good. It happens sometimes, but like, you know, it doesn't take a dumbass. Like, lying's bad, but it happens. White lies happen sometimes, but I wouldn't lie about something like this just to save face or save, like, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Have I done it? Probably, but I would say don't do it. Oh, it's fucking, I bet Mrs. Claus must have the strongest fucking lint roller ever. Drinking before flights at the airport. My favorite activity. Nice. Approve. Thumbs up. Double thumbs up. Love it. I love drinking at airports. Because, like, I have flight anxiety. It's also, like, fun. Like, I was just at the airport for, like, 9 hours yesterday waiting for my flight. And I had the best fucking time of my life. And then you get in the flight and you have your, like, little pre-flight drink. And then you're like, hey. And then the turbulence starts to hit. And you're like, woo! And it's just, like that's my favorite part of flying. Please. It also like takes the nerves, like takes the edge off a little bit. Like who likes turbulence? Unless you're a sicko. Honestly, sometimes the turbulence be hitting right, but who am I to say? And then you can also nap too on a flight if it's long enough. Okay, not buying a return flight. I would say nice. I do this all the time, but like I'm very much a type B planner. So like I never know when I'm going to go home. I also never know where I'm going to go home to. Because sometimes I'll go to LA, won't book a return flight because I don't know, maybe I'll go back to Boston, or maybe I'll go back to New York, or maybe I'll like go somewhere fucking random like Cabo. I always pack my passport. Who knows? But I think this is okay. And lastly, dating app culture. I would say it's gotten out of hand, but like I would say I think this is I approve of it because I go on every Sunday looking for validation. I'm swiping on that little swiper, no swiping, just looking for a little match, maybe a little hello, someone telling me that I look cute, although like I'm looking at my phone like a gremlin because of the night before I just had, but like I have a good profile. But anyways, that was a fun little jolly little holiday episode with you guys. I love doing these. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. I will be off the week of Christmas, which I believe is December 25th on that Thursday. Well, obviously I know Christmas is on December 25th, but that's when it lands. But I will be back January 1st. We're going to kick off the new year with a fun, extra dirty episode. I hope everyone enjoys the holidays. I will see you all next year.